As an education institution, we are not operating in silo. We are part of the community, the environment where we are in. So we need to be part of the ecosystem and we need to contribute to the ecosystem because we are here in Singapore for the long haul, contributing to not just Singapore but Asian development and Asia's success. And as an education institution, we can do it by having future-ready graduates and by also having research which is relevant. My name is Abhishek, Professor Abhishek Bhati. I'm the campus dean here and I'm also responsible for learning, teaching and student engagement. One of JCU's key strengths is our diverse academic staff, diverse in many forms. One would be their background. Now, I'm proud to say that the full-time academic team, they come from practically every continent on this planet. So they bring in their learnings and their experiences from different countries and different continents. Second important aspect of the academic strength is that it's also diverse in terms of their research strengths. So in my academic team, we have researchers who are active in the field of business, in the field of social science that ranges from education to psychology to counseling to science and technology that includes IT, includes environmental science, aquaculture, and moving forward, we are bringing in other specialized areas like cybersecurity and data science. Academics are people of, a rare breed because, in order to become an academic, a teacher, you need to really have passion. You need to be a very patient individual. The passion that JCU academics have, it's a combination of the research and how they inform their teaching via research. So it's research-informed teaching, which is really important. So when academics are using their current research projects, they are talking to students about what is relevant right now, today, what may be of value tomorrow, rather than thinking about what was relevant in the past. So by having research-informed teaching, we can make sure that our graduates have most relevant skills for the industry today and for tomorrow. And I think that's what makes them more passionate about making a difference to the graduates themselves because they're getting the skills which are relevant, skills that they can go out and use immediately after graduation. And also through research, they can add to the industries that they're working with because we have a lot of projects that we deal with industries. We have aquaculture, we have now working with several fintech companies. Some of my colleagues are working with hospitals in looking at health informatics. All these are various projects, some of the examples that I'm taking whether it's in health, whether it's in business, whether it's in science areas, where we are making a difference to the community, to the society, to the industry, and that creates passion and interest in the academic team as well. Calling all game changers, be the answer.
The world needs solutions. The world needs alternatives. The world needs understanding.
Now more than ever, the world needs game changers. Disruptors, mavericks and innovators who rise to the challenge and make the world a better place. At James Cook University, we aim to nurture the next generation of game changers.
Aquaculture is actually intensive agriculture. That means you are growing fish in very intensive conditions, which very much suits Singapore. JCU has had a long history of research in applied aquaculture, and that translates into authentic teaching so that students, when they graduate, they can have the skills to be able to help intensive farming or aquaculture succeed.
As an assistant hatchery manager at a commercial barramundi farm, I'm in charge of the fish health. Since young, I've always been very interested in fish health, and I also aspire to become something like a fish doctor. So I did some research online and I found out that James Cook University is actually very famous for their research in aquaculture and marine biology. During my course in James Cook University, they taught us many techniques, which I was then able to apply when I was working in a fish farm, and then improve the health of the fish, which is what I enjoy doing.
Psychology is basically the scientific study of human thought, feeling and behavior. Obviously, living in the world that we live in today, it's a very, very challenging time. People are suffering in ways that they haven't imagined before. Psychology has a really important role to play in solving those problems and helping people get through these times. There are a number of different reasons why James Cook University's psychology program is really good. Many of our programs are quite rare in Singapore as well, especially our fourth year programs, whereby you get to do research supervised by full-time leading faculty members, and also our Master of Psychology clinical program as well. It's kind of like quite a special program in Singapore, as there are very few opportunities to study clinical psychology at the professional level in Singapore.
As an apprenticeship program instructor, I plan, manage and also teach vocational and soft skills to my trainees to better equip and prepare them for the future and for a better job. I work collaboratively with allied health professionals and also key industrial partners such as Skechers to provide them a more holistic environment to learn in. So through JCU psychology coursework and also research-based modules, I learned a pretty important psychology concept which is directly relevant to my current work with special needs. And to be honest, when I see them grow and be more independent, it brings me a sense of satisfaction.
In the last few years, the public have become much more aware of the role that businesses have in environmental impacts, and there's a real need on the side of businesses to both appreciate more about what their potential impacts are and work towards mitigating those impacts. And therefore this group was created to bridge that gap between business and science. JCU is recognised internationally as a world leader in environmental science, particularly in the areas of marine biology and biodiversity conservation. The multidisciplinary nature of this program is very much unique, and students have an opportunity to take part in overseas field courses. They can study on our campuses in Australia, or they can help out with research in the projects that our academics on campus are involved in.
I'm a junior animal care officer in the fragile forest at Singapore Zoo. While most of my work involves husbandry and being out in the field, one that I'm currently working on is to implement a behavioral husbandry framework in the fragile forest itself. While wildlife has always been a part of me growing up, I've never thought of it as a career. However, I found out about how business and economics affects our natural environment. That's when I found out about JCU's Business and Environmental Science program, and it ticked all the boxes. My most memorable experience with JCU would have to be waking up at 4 a.m. in Bintan, searching for sea snails, and that was the very first time that I went on a field trip. I did not think that I would enjoy being out on field trips as much as I did, but here I am now, and I thoroughly enjoy working with wildlife and being surrounded by them all the time.
If you're passionate about joining our ranks of game changers, talk to us at James Cook University today.
Did you know that people spend about a third of their waking hours on their smartphones? Some 2 million mobile apps were launched in just 2021 alone. And digital payments surged to about 48% in Singapore. You know, these are only possible with talented creative technologists, data scientists, and cybersecurity specialists. And the demand for such jobs is growing rapidly every day. But who are the people in these careers, and what do they do? Could this be the next big job? We've all heard about the digital revolution and technology, but have you wondered how it works? What really goes on behind it?
There's two parts to the Internet of Things. There is the Internet and there is the things. So the things are devices that we wouldn't normally think about as computers. They are bits of technology that are doing something useful for us, and they have some kind of connection to the internet. Let's start in our own homes. There's a few things we might have there that are IoT enabled. We might have a robotic vacuum cleaner, kitchen appliances like hot water dispenser, washing machine. We may have a smart lock on the door of our home. So they might read a fingerprint, they might take a card or a code. For it to be an Internet of Things enabled smart lock, it needs to have that internet connection I was mentioning. So it looks very positive at the moment. I think there's a lot of demand for graduates with knowledge and expertise in the area of IoT.
But how do these devices know when and what to do? What are the things that trigger them to make certain decisions?
Data science is the study of data itself. So data scientists check and they process the data and make that into information. With information, people can make informed decisions. Or you can feed that information back into the system and eventually help to make the best decision automatically. I would say a lot of stuff that's happening today in the society has some elements of data science. So for example, when you shop online, if you bought a headphones, this action is actually logged on the system. So the next time when you log on, headphone accessories will actually appear as recommendations. So data scientists are trend watchers. They observe, they analyze all your actions and behavior. So as we generate more data, we definitely need more data scientists to be able to decipher and to see what are the trends moving forward.
Whoa, isn't that quite dangerous? I mean, with all my personal information and behavior being captured, analyzed and stored online, I mean, what if someone gains access to it? What's going to happen?
Well, today we cannot live without technology. And this also means that we cannot live without cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is what keeps our data and information private and safe. Well, for starter, we use passwords on essentially any website and devices that we commonly use to protect our data and identity. We also constantly update our software to fix any known vulnerability. With everything now being controlled by technology, the latter is really of paramount importance because it can literally be a target also for other nation states. Well, for all we know, someone can literally shut down the entire country's power supply and power grid just via a single click. So that's why today the need for qualified cybersecurity professionals has never been more critical and important. Ultimately, cybersecurity is a set of tools to provide us with the confidence and peace of mind to know that our identities are safe online and also that the nation's information is safe from individuals with malicious intents.
Data science has been at the forefront, really driving a lot of initiative and innovation, making the data into useful information that can help businesses, the social sector, and the government to make the best decision that can actually impact our lives.
What IoT means for me, I like to think that it is how to make our lives a little bit better with technology.
At James Cook University, Singapore, we will empower you with the right skill sets and knowledge to go out and enhance and transform the world.
We are in the digital age. There's no running away from technology, which plays a huge part of our lives. All the more do we need the right expertise, talent, and skill sets to positively impact tomorrow's generation, because there are endless possibilities in the next big job.
Hi there, everyone. This is Terence here from James Cook University. Just to make sure that you can see my slides and can get to hear me, perhaps somebody can type into the chat or in the Q&A number 1 if you can truly hear me and get to see my slide deck. All right, thank you. So once again, my name is Terence here from James Cook University, Singapore. Greatly appreciate of you being here while attending our premium provider, the IDP. So in my today's Discover James Cook University in 30 minutes, there's a couple of things that I would like to talk about. Number 1, I would like to share on, what exactly are the variety of programs that you can explore. And I do understand that most of you are looking into education that is out of the country. And perhaps if you also thinking of residing here in Singapore, and this is where I'll get to share with you on what are the entry requirements so that you can have a better understanding of your chances getting a place right here. Third, I also would like to share on how exactly JCU really different compared to some of the other private institutions or what we call the third-party providers in Singapore. So in my today's presentation, these are the 3 main things that I would like to talk about. However, to start off, I would like to first introduce you the Pre-U Foundation program. By the way, this program is not for anyone. It's for some of you who do not have a full Year 12 qualifications. So for instance, if you do not have polytechnic diploma, the A-levels or the IB diploma, chances are you might need to go through the Pre-U Foundation. And this program, in fact, is a 8 months to even a 12 months program. So the 8 months program, as you can see, the entry requirements, we are looking at least a 5 O-level passes, whereas the 12 months program, we are looking at 4 O-level passes. So the duration also slightly a bit different. The 12 months program will have an additional 4 more months, which comprises of the mathematics as well as English, so that will really help you to enhance your proficiency along the way so that you can better manage at the foundation level. So some of you might be also thinking, what's the possibility if you were to go through our Pre-U Foundation, and perhaps, as I mentioned earlier, most of you are perhaps looking into education out of the country. And this is where I will get to share with you on one of our success stories, such as Leona, who has gotten offers from, as you can see, UWA, and also let me have a look, University of Sydney. And of course, Leona do get a pretty good results on the average of 84%. She also able to got some of the offer from the Manchester, if I'm not wrong, this is Manchester, as well as the University of Newcastle, UK. So putting the assumption that if you do not have A-levels, IB or polytechnic diploma, then chances are you might need to go through our Pre-U Foundation, and typically they will take you about 8 to 12 months. And for right after which you can in fact pursue our bachelor's program as a direct entry, and generally it will take you around 24 months in the duration. However, some of you also might be thinking, how exactly you can complete a bachelor's program in 2 years timeline? Whereas if you were to go to some of the Australian or UK university, the education timeline is 3 to 4 years. But how exactly you can complete a degree in 2 years timeline? Typically, in most Australian universities, it's a 3 years education program. And how exactly it works is that they are running on a semester basis. So generally, Australian curriculum for social sciences program, most of the degrees comprises of a total of 24 subjects. So in order to complete the full 24 subjects, right, semester basically is a 6-month term. Every 6 months, students will be doing 4 subjects. And within a year, students can complete 8 subjects. And this is where 3 years, students can complete the full 24 subjects curriculum. However, in our Singapore campus, it's slightly a bit different. Instead of a 6-month semester, we are running on a 4 months trimester basis, where every 4 months we are delivering 4 subjects. And this is where within a year, students can consume and complete 12 subjects. And this is where we are able to deliver and students are able to graduate in 2 years timeline, 24 months, 24 subjects. Coming back on how to calculate O-levels. However, if you are uncertain on how to calculate O-levels, you can always check with our IDP colleagues, where they will get to share with you on how to do the calculation and probably also helping you to do some form of a pre-assessment. But since you are here, I will get to share with you on how we do some of the calculations. So by looking at the grading scales, right, A's represent 5 points and E's represent 1. So looking at the best 5 subjects, after doing a conversion, this candidate is able to achieve 5 subjects of a total 20 points. Pretty good, decent results, I would say, able to meet our entry requirements for our Pre-U Foundation, as we are only looking at 15 points. School, As you can see, these are our range of specializations, which later I'll get to share more within the Bachelor's of Business and Commerce. So for some of you who have a strong passion about sustainability as well as environmental sciences, we do have a Bachelor's of Business and the Environmental Science. We also do have Bachelor's of Economics, the Tourism, Hospitality and Events. Lastly, we do have a Diploma of a Higher Education. And do take note that the diploma A levels or IB. What if you couldn't make the cutoff? Chances are you might need to go through our diploma program. Whereas the benefits for our diploma is that after your completion, you are able to gain some form of module exemption at the bachelor's level. All right, so to further expand on what exactly are the majors within the Bachelor's of Business, as you can see, we do have a marketing for the digital age, international business, human resource management, hospitality, tourism management. We also do have the business intelligence and information systems. Under the Bachelor's of Commerce, we also do have specialization that's much more statistical and much more finance heavy. There will be the banking and finance, accounting and finance, economics, financial management, and the international trade as well. And for some of you who like to gain a diverse exposure when it comes to environmental science and aquaculture, not forgetting business as part of the elements, we do have a program right here. So all our business programs do have a strong accreditation. Is a American ACSP, and these accreditations only less than 5% of the world among the 13,000 business school programs able to earn these ACSP accreditations. It's really prestigious and is very exclusive if you are able to pursue any of our business program, which means that you are able to pursue the most cutting edge, the most quality programs right here in JCU. Coming up, I also want to share with you on, the new programs that we have launched a couple of years back, and also to align with the Industry 4.0s, and those are the data science, Internet of Things, and the Bachelor's of Cybersecurity. So for some of you who like to have a strong passion in science and technology, who enjoy marine sciences as well as aquaculture and want to know how the technology works, we do have an aquaculture science and tech program right here. Generally, as a university, we do have the Bachelor's of IT. It's a holistic, a general information technology program to provide you a broader perspective when it comes to different aspects of IT subjects. Diploma over here quite similar to other diplomas that we offer, is designed for students who do not meet the year 12 qualification. Then year 12 entry requirements, then chances are the diploma will be a path that you might need to go through. Our School of Social and Health Sciences, basically there are two programs that I would like to focus on, and those are the Bachelor's of Psychological Science and the Bachelor's of Early Childhood Education. And some of you might be also thinking, what exactly and how are they different compared to the Psychological Science and the Bachelor's of Arts? Because if you were to explore in some of the Australian universities, right, the arts program do come with the accreditation such as the APAC, known as the Australian Psychological Accreditation Council. And this accreditation is pretty essential. But for the Bachelor's of Arts, we do not have this accreditation. The accreditation only applies it for the psychological science. So if you were to pursue the psychological science, you are able to further enhance your education and career pathway, which means that you can pursue the psychological science with honors and our graduate diploma of psychology. So the benefits of you to pursue these two programs, which are also known as a 4th-year psychology program, is to give you the opportunity to enhance to venture into careers in the field of research, or you want to increase your chances to apply for the Masters of Clinical Psychology program, which we also do offers for Singaporean and PRs. So what's the benefits of you if you intend to pursue, if you decide to pursue our Bachelor's of Arts? And the arts program, in fact, do come with the benefits, which means that you can excuse yourself from studying subjects such as statistics, which means that the number of subjects is highly customizable, which means that the electives, not only you can choose psychology, you can also choose business or IT. So the arts programs with a major in psychological studies can give you the flexibility. And of course, we do have a diploma is for some of you who didn't meet the year 12 requirements, which not to worry, later on, I'll also get to illustrate much more on the entry points. So by looking at the entry requirements, as you can see, is pretty standard. Most of our programs require English prerequisites. And there are three main qualifications in my today's presentation that I would like to focus on. Those are the A levels. As you can see, A levels, we are looking at between 4 to 6 points, where in my next slides, I'll later share on how exactly you can do your calculations. IB diploma, we're looking at 24 to 26 points. So for polytechnic diploma GPAs, we are looking at 2.4 to 2.9 points. And for some of you who have relevant areas of studies, we are able to explore some form of the module exemption so they can seek for some advanced standings so that the duration will be shorter and also further reduction on the program fees itself. But I do understand that some of you also might be thinking, what if I do not have the relevant GPAs for the polytechnic diploma that falls within 2.4 to 2.9? So what's going to happen to you? What we can really help you is that you can provide a personal statement, a motivational letter of why would you like to pursue and how exactly you hope that these programs can really help you. So with the personal statement, together with the application, that will be able to further enhance and strengthen it. And also we are able to, give you the advantage where we will do our best within our admissions team to see how we can better support you. And personal statement will be very essential and critical if you do not meet the cutoff. And for our early childhood education, as you can see, for the prerequisites, right, not only English is the requirements, we also need you to have mathematics and science. By looking at the scoring system, as you can see, here are the different subject combination for A-level students like you. So we are happy to explore A levels with 3 H2s, 2 H2 plus 2 H1, 2 H2 plus 1 H1, or 1 H2 plus 4 H1. So these are the different subject combinations that we are very happy to explore, and we can also combine in 2 different years of A-level certs. So by combining them, we can actually look at the grading scales right here. As you can see, B's represent 4 points, and for the H2 subjects. So H2 subjects, B's represent the full value point of 4, and H1 typically will be half of the value. And here is one of the example right here. As you can see, the candidate over here do have the best 2 H2 plus 2 H1. So by doing a calculation back end over here, this candidate able to achieve a total of 9.5 points. Pretty decent, I would say that these candidates able to meet the academic requirements. But how about the English grade? So as you can see, general paper with a grade C, that will be sufficient, able to meet the entry requirements for majority of our programs right here in JCU. However, except for the early childhood education program, like I mentioned earlier, is that not only we are looking into English, mathematics, we are also looking to science subjects. So for this candidate, we might require he or her, to go through an additional bridging subjects in science so that these candidates are able to have the proficiency and confidence to better manage at the bachelor's program for the early childhood education program. IB diploma is pretty straightforward. We are looking at a total of 24 to 26 points, and this candidate has achieved 32 points. Just to make sure that you have a completion of a full IB diploma and also having a grade 5 minimum, pretty good, able to meet the entry requirements for majority of our program right here in JCU. So when you are ready, our upcoming commencement that will fall on the 10th of July. And of course, the application deadlines will be on the 31st of May. So this coming Saturday and Sunday, we'll get to see you and see how we can better help you if you manage to see or if you feel any of our programs right here falls within your passion. All right. So the next commencement, they will commence on 6th of November. So moving forward in the year of 2024, our commencement, there will be fall on the months of January, May, and September. So some of you might not have heard about us. We are top 2% in the world based on the Times Higher Education ranking system. We're number 1 in the world for the marine and freshwater biology and number 2 in the world for the biodiversity conservations. We are 5 stars for teaching, employability, research, and facilities. Lastly, we are also a member of Innovative Research Universities of Australia, which means that the program they pursue with us are the most up-to-date, are the most cutting edge, are the most relevant right here in JCU Singapore. So some of the accolades is that if you are residing here for quite a while, if you were to look into education right here, the accreditation for the EduTrust STAR is the highest form of accreditation, which is symbols the recognition for our outstanding achievement as well as the quality of teaching. On top of that, we also do have the Singapore Quality Class Star, which recognizes organizations like us that are able to make any further improvements in our businesses in order to provide you the journey of education. So some of you probably are also curious, how exactly are we really different? And this is where I would like to share on the 8 unique features that really set us apart compared to some of the other private institutions or third-party providers right here in Singapore. So number 1 is that we are a direct university, which means that the experience that we hope to provide is that we do not outsource to a third-party provider. So if you look at how we brand ourselves, we are James Cook University Singapore, and our campus, is fully owned by James Cook University Australia, and we don't call ourselves James Cook Institute or James Cook Singapore. So the kind of experience is that we hope to provide you a direct university relationship, and the key is we do not outsource to a third-party provider. So it's really the kind of thing where you have to decide what kind of experience that you really hope to get. If you intend to pursue some of the partner university, are the teachers or the lecturers coming from the partner unis, or are they coming from the third-party providers? Where this is a question that you have to really ask yourself. And by the way, here are some of the samples, certificates, and transcripts just to let you have a look so that you can have a reference. It's exactly the same if you were to pursue in Singapore. There's no difference when it comes to the credential in our Australian campuses. Once again, would you like the quality of education to be outsourced to a third-party provider, or do you prefer to get it directly from us? So one of the second point that I would like to highlight, that would be our PhD academics. And what we are really proud of is that our academics do have the PhD qualification, which means that their experience are highly backed by research. And the key is we hire our own academics, and they are all based here in Singapore. So here are some of our academics. As you can see, it comes from a wide, diverse education background. And the key is we require them to have a PhD so that they are teaching you are the most relevant, and PhD academics do a lot of research to enhance their knowledge so that they can bring the knowledge on the table so that you can get to learn much more from them. So by the way, what if these academics, they are based here in Singapore to provide you the kind of dedicated experiences so that you can learn from them, you can get better experience. So would that be helpful for you? Another unique features is the number of contact hours, which the teaching hours where they break down into lecture and tutorial. So for our programs, we will provide you about 2.5 hours of lecture, and lecture usually is a big lecture hall settings looking about 80 to 100 students, and the tutorial will be a small class, 20 to 30 students, where the 2 to 3 hours will give you a much better experience to put you a small class setting so that you are not afraid to ask questions. So not only you can learn from your academics, you can also get to learn from your classmates, to have the kind of interaction, to have the kind of relationship, and that will really help you to build your confidence. Perhaps in the near future, you are much more confident, have the relevant skill set so that you are ready to attend to go for an interview to pursue a job that you truly desire. So on top of the teaching hours, we also do provide additional support out of these 4 to 5 hours. So we do have strong learning advisors, and they are all based here in Singapore. Just in case if you need any additional support when it comes to English language, when it comes to academic writing, statistics or mathematics, our teams are based here to provide you the kind of dedicated support so that if you have any other questions, if you need any additional help, we have a strong teams will be able to support you, to give you the kind of guidance. And the key is not to help you to do your homework, but they are there to give you the kind of guidance that you learn how to do your own homework so that you learn how to better help yourself in getting better results. A typical Australian education, I would say, will have a mixture of coursework and exams, rather than putting all eggs into one basket to have a full 100% examination. So what we do is to give you the kind of interactions such as group projects, coursework, presentations, as well as some quizzes. So that will really help you to interact, to build your confidence, because in the real world, in the society, you are required to work as a team. You need to interact to build the kind of relationship, and also able to articulate, able to connect with your future employer so that you are able to put across the big ideas on the table, which is very essential so that you are job ready in the coming future. For Singaporeans and PR, here are the benefits is that some of you might be also thinking, what if in order to complete the full 24 subjects in 24 months, would that be too fast-paced for you? And this is where I'd like to share with you on the flexibility that we have, is that among the 24 subjects, I can also get to help you to further reduce your load, where not only you can complete in 2 years timeline, you can also stretch up to 3 years or even 4 years, which means that technically every 4 months you are supposed to study 4 subjects. And what if I can help you to reduce your load to study even 2 subjects or even 3? And would that be helpful for you so that you can better manage your studies, so that you have a much higher and better confidence in coping your education with us? As part of a direct university experience, right, the general core subjects comprises of 16 to 20 subjects. So our typical specialization, for example, in psychology, have 20 core subjects, which means that there are 4 electives you can choose from. Not only you can study subjects in psychology or counseling, you can also explore some other ways of your passion and interest. Perhaps you would like to study subjects in marketing that fall under business, or you like to pursue some form of a programming languages that falls under IT, and also some other subjects in science. And the key is to give you the kind of diversity so that you can expand your exposure, so that you can really have the industry knowledge, so that you are able to find a better career, and that will be really helps you to give you the kind of general knowledge. On top of that, how exactly we are different is that if you decide to pursue with us, there's also an option for you to study 2 terms in our Australian campuses. That will be in Cairns as well as Townsville. So, by the way, here are some of our campuses right here. As you can see, Singapore is one of the locations in Southeast Asia, and the other locations, Cairns, Townsville, as well as Brisbane, they are all located in Queensland. So one of the biggest things that we have been doing is to give you a global experience, which means that as part of your student experience, we allow you to exchange in some of the universities, such in Switzerland, France, as well as in Spain, and there are more collaboration that we are doing so that we give you the experience so that you can get to check out other university for half a year to gain the kind of cultural and globalized experience, and that will be very useful for you. As a direct university right here in JCU, it's also important to provide you a university campus. And of course, the main key thing is to make sure that you are focused rather than, put into a city campus where they are full of distractions. And the key is we will want you to stay focused to get better grades so that you are able to, together with a group of students community, able to network and also build a friendship. So here are some of the pictures of our facilities. And by the way, these are some pictures, and we are strongly advise you to come speak to us on this coming Saturday or Sunday so that we can interact with you and also able to hopefully schedule a time with you. You can come down to visit our campuses. And here are some of our alumni. As you can see, some of them are graduated in the fields of tourism and hospitality, marketing, financial management, accounting, international business, and some even pursue our business intelligence, information systems. And of course, we do have quite a number of psychology graduates as well. Some pursue our Masters of Clinical, our graduate diploma, as well as our honors program, early childhood education, and some even go through our environmental science, and they are all working in different fields and different industries. And that's all for my presentation, and we really hope that by now you have more or less discovered James Cook University, and I hope that you have a much more exposure about us, and I hope that we have a chance to get to see each other and get to share with you much more about our education pathway and careers as well. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.